Alright, well here we are 7 months later. This is the branch, if you watched that first video, this is the branch that I did the air layering on. Here's the sphagnum moss that I wrapped around the branch after wounding it, if you watched that whole process. And here are the roots that formed into the sphagnum moss. So this one did very well. This plant will have no problem surviving with this strong of a root system. So now, I've already cut the plant back a little bit, to make it easier for it to get established. But again, with roots that strong, this one won't have any problem at all. This one turned out very well. Now, if you remember pot number 559, I took a picture of the bloom that I got this branch from, so that I know what, and of course the picture, the bloom will match the picture that I have labeled 559, and now the pot's also labeled 559, so I know what color bloom I will have in pot 559. If I didn't go to that trouble, go through that process, then I would just have a pot and a plant, and if it wasn't in bloom, I would have no idea what color bloom it was. If it was white, pink, variegated, I wouldn't have any idea. But now I know exactly what it is. In case I give it away or plant it somewhere, I'll know what flower I have. Potting mixture is a 5-to-1 ratio of pine bark mulch to sand. Then I'll put some pine bark mini nuggets on top as a mulching layer. But for now, put a little bit on the bottom of the pot to start out with. Put your plant in nice and straight. Dump in the rest. Pack it around nice and tight. You don't want to plant it too deeply, because camellias do not like too much soil, too much dirt over the top of the root ball. That will lead to root rot, and it will slowly kill the plant. I've found that out from experience over the last 4 years since I've been doing these air layerings. But you can see the top of the root ball is still exposed. Now, I'm going to take about a teaspoon of fertilizer, sprinkle that on the top. It's Hollytone fertilizer, specifically for camellias and azaleas, acid-loving plants. Got it at Home Depot. I also have, in this spray bottle, a mixture of horticultural oil and cross-check insecticide, which will help take care of T-scale for the most part on the underside of the leaves. I've already sprayed this branch, but that will help control T-scale, which I have moderately bad in my yard on a lot of the plants. I have several hundred camellias in my yard, like I said in the first video. And now, this is the last one that I'm doing this year. This will give me about 550 in pots. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I've got them. Here's the pine bark mini nuggets as a layer of mulch on the top to help retain moisture and to protect the roots. It doesn't get too cold where I'm at. I'm in southeastern Georgia. But that's it. This plant's ready to go. When you're watering them, I will water this in, of course, with it just being potted, but over the course of the last 4 years that I have been doing this, I have probably the biggest mistake that I've made, or mistakes, were when I first started out. I would pot them in a mixture of compost and pine bark mulch, and that was too thick, too heavy. It got too on the bottom of the pot. There was a lot of root rot, and that in combination with my watering them too often led to root rot. So some of the first ones I did didn't survive too well. Some of them died off. So water them. Less is better than more. I'll say it that way, because camellias, especially when they're in pots, do not like to be saturated, all the time. Just make sure that they're dried out at the bottom before you water them again. Don't want, if you're going to err to the side of watering too much or too little is better. Too little is better. That's been my experience anyway. That's it. That's if you watch that first video, like I mentioned, this is the product of it 7 months later. This plant will have no problem surviving based on the quality of the roots that were formed. And if you try this process yourself, I wish you luck. And I now have, as I said, right back over there, I don't think you'll be able to see them very well, but this will probably get fuzzy when I zoom in. Yeah, it's getting fuzzy. But anyway, there are about 550 camellias in pots, and most of them are surviving pretty well. So if you try it, good luck, and peace out from the state of Georgia.